Wednesday, number 667, Justice for Tyrone West and all victims of police brutality. Tawanda, it's all yours.
Thank you, my queen. So just like my queen Hillary just said, this is West Wednesday. And tonight we don't have any special guests. And I apologize that we're coming on so late. I had an unplanned teacher's mandatory training meeting after work, and that's why. But y'all know it is, no matter what the weather, no matter what the circumstances may be, we never, ever, and I'll say it again, we'll miss a West Wednesday. So if you guys will stay tuned as we play the video that we so often play when we're online, we're going to play that video and we'll be back. Mic check.
Mic check.
Can't stop, won't stop, till killer cops are in cell blocks. Can't stop.
The following video portrays an incident of assault and violence at the hands of police. Viewer discretion is advised.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No,
This is Baltimore City Police Officer Jorge Bernardes Ruiz. In a video shot in 2016, Ruiz is seen with his knee on the back of an unknown man with a gun pointed at the man's head. His message was a clear one. Concerned onlookers, adhere to my dictates or else. Here, we can hear Ruiz saying to Baltimore residents,
I suggest you back the fuck up.
It is documented that Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardes Ruiz is a repeat violent offender, even without access to all complaints against Ruiz, undisclosed by BPD Internal Affairs records. 6 cases involving Ruiz are known. This video will briefly highlight 6 total cases beginning in July of 2013. Case 1, Abdul Salam, July 1st, 2013. Here Salam is seen victoriously smiling in celebration after the jury found Ruiz and 2 other cops liable for brutality against him. However, because the trial was civil, not criminal, Ruiz was not fired and he did not go to jail.
Police profiled me. They followed me in the back of my house, harassing me. Police proceeded to violently and hostilely approach my van with me and my son in it. As I announced, this was my home, guns drawn. Once they reached my vehicle, they violently pulled me out, ramshacked my vehicle with my 3-year-old son strapped in his car seat, threw me against the gate, slammed me repeatedly. Picked me up by my feet, and while I'm upside down, they proceeded to drop me on my head, hog tie me, and immediately when I fell on my head, Ruiz, in a wrestling type of action, and kind of hit his knee against my neck. I was arrested. I had no idea what I was being arrested for. My son is scarred to this day. He remembers the incident as it happened yesterday. When he talks about it, he always refers to Daddy being on the floor with police yesterday.
Case 2, Darrell Harris, profiled, as seen in this video, July 17th, 2013.
Yeah, I said, what's wrong with it? Improper way with it. There's no such thing as an improper way.
You gonna tell me my job, bro?
I know the law.
Are you gonna tell me the law?
I know the law.
You gonna tell me the law?
I know the law. What's the problem? You giving me a ticket? You need my license registration?
Yeah, let me get it.
The profile, y'all use the seatbelt as a reason. Profile.
Do me a favor, take out your keys.
Dad, you can record for what? Nah. I don't feel safe right now. Do you want me to step out the car? Do you want me to step out the car? I'll step out the car. Call the police, man. What do you call a supervisor? I'm about to do shit. This is getting uploaded to the internet right now. Yeah?
And we are 2 law-abiding citizens that we are getting targeted and
I don't know why.
Just 24 hours later, Bernardes Ruiz played a leading role in the police killing of unarmed Tyrone West. Case number 3, the murder of Tyrone West, July 18th, 2013.
My brother Tyrone West was brutally murdered on July the 18th, 2013.
In both of these cases, when you look at the pleadings and the harsh language of these officers that have been quoted to me by reliable witnesses, the N-word.
And Killer Ruiz and Killer Chapman and the rest of those 11 or 15 killers, including David Lewis, took something from my family that they can never give us again. And that was my brother Tyrone West, one unarmed man who was brutally murdered, beat to death in broad daylight.
Mic check.
Mic check. We're back on.
Much. I appreciate you, Hillary, and West Coalition, and I appreciate any and everyone that is tuning in tonight. And again, I apologize for us being on this late, and it was literally the same thing last week. But I promise you guys, as you know, these crazy times where things just like kind of pop up, you know, I can definitely promise you that no matter what, we are going to always do West Wednesday, because unfortunately, you know, we didn't ask or signed up for this nightmare that we have to endure and live in every single day. So, you know, we're never going to stop. And it just breaks my heart as I look, you know, the fact that we're in a new month, and this is the month of May. And not only is this a unique month, and the reason why it's so unique and special for me, because it's my big brother's birthday, and I should not be, you know, every year saying happy heavenly birthday or I miss you. My brother should actually be here with his children, with grandchildren that he never got a chance to see, with the exception of his grandson, who he literally had just got, you know, involved in his life and things like that, and felt so special to have, you know, a grandchild, and then knowing that his daughter was expecting another baby girl, that he never got a chance to see the rest of his grandchildren. And it's just so unfair. And as I think about my brother's birthday coming up, you know, I also think about literally my brother's birthday is on May the 22nd. And literally on May the 23rd will be the 1 year anniversary of when literally they said that they were looking into all the, you know, cases where David Fowler lied, you know, and with his racist self, you know, lied on my brother's medical, you know, on his autopsy report. And they said they was going to investigate like over 35 families, you know, that went through it, even though it was way more people that went through the heartbreaking situation. It's already one thing when your loved one is snatched in such a volatile way, and all that a family is there for is truth and for justice and for fairness and for transparency, and to never get it. And then I had this active investigation literally waiting on a year, literally at the end of my seat, waiting to see what they say. Nobody's talking to me. No, I don't know what's going on. Are they investigating? Are they not? Like, it is so devastating and heartbreaking. Nobody family could go through what my family and the families are going through as a whole. This problem is bigger than my brother Tyrone West. It's about all the victims of police brutality, the survivors, even the ones that, definitely the ones that were snatched, but even the survivors, because they are victims too. And it's just not fair that with everything that's happening in life, and and as we struggle, American people are now just struggling just to pay their bills, and so much is just literally happening. You just never know what you're waking up to. Like, as precious as life is, and it's a truly blessing, right? But you just never know what you're going to wake up to. You can literally have in your mind, hey, tomorrow I plan on doing A, B, C, and D, and then something can transpire and just happen in the blink of an eye. You're sitting there just like dumbfounded, and it's just sad. And as I listen to the video that we play week after week, something about Abdul Salam's literally like just registered in my brain. Like every time like you hear the things over and over again, you can always find just hearing him say, I was being arrested and I'm not even knowing what I'm being arrested for. Like, are you kidding me? Like you literally have this man that had his 3-year-old son in the car at the time, in the driveway of his resident, right? You have this guy pulling up with his son. They just got finished going grocery shopping, because they were planning on, going out of town to celebrate the 4th of July type of thing. Going to approach, soon, and things like that, but to celebrate with families. And here it is, a man being pulled out of his vehicle for a so-called traffic violation. They didn't show up with a ticket book to write Abdul Salam a ticket. They didn't show up at Darrell Harris' car writing him a ticket, or whatever the case may be. And even when Darrell Harris say, hey, I don't feel safe, they didn't show up at my car when they started murdering my brother with their ticket book. They showed up literally with vengeance on their mind, predators hunting their prey. Right. Unfortunately, Tyrone West was their prey. Unfortunately, Abdul Salam and Darrell was their prey. And it's just so sad and sickening that they can get away with assaulting us, brutalizing us, doing whatever it is that they feel like doing to us, and nobody gets held accountable. That is so disgusting to me, and that is the whole entire reason why in all these 667 weeks, I have never put my brother's sign down. I have never put Freddie Gray's sign down, Anthony Anderson, Timothy Fleming's, the list goes on, Corinne Gaines, the list goes on, right? It is so sad, but the fact that they can show up either at your car, at your home, no matter where you are, they show up and they wreck stuff. I'm trying to be neat and I'm trying not to vulgar language, but I'm just trying to let y'all see my point. Literally, what registered in my mind tonight is when Abdul Salam said, hey, they showed up at my car. I didn't even know why I was being arrested. He didn't say it in that form, but he literally said, even know why I was being arrested. So you pull a man out and you assault and you beat him up. Abdul didn't jump out his car and go at men and Omar's car and started pulling them out in a violent way, beating them down, throwing them on their head, their child, but he was the one being assaulted, brutalized, and attacked. The one being arrested? Are you freaking Darrell Harris for no reason getting pulled over? You see Ruiz. You see Ruiz right there with his violent self, getting smart, being reckless, and he's saying, hey, I'm safe right now. You're going to give me a ticket? Like, what's going on? This is a traffic issue. The most thing fair thing that you should do if you're pulling someone over for a traffic stop. If you disregarded warning or whatever, you use these things, right? These pretexted things to actually do what you want to carry out, and that is the assault on your prey. You prey upon these poor victims, and you brutalize them, you do whatever, and you took my life. My brother didn't even know why he was being pulled over. But my whole point of saying all this, now with all these years that done passed and that's gone by, and continuously I wear a target on my back. I'm wearing a target on my back, and nobody's giving a damn with the people that have power. When I say nobody gives a damn, I'm talking about the people that could really make change. Do you think that Ruiz is not mad every week? I'm going out here straight throttle, putting him on blast. Weak. And his wife works right in our office. Michelle Battle, a state prosecutor. You don't feel the type of way that I am, and to the point that my face and my cousin named me Hot Face. So it be people knowing me, and I don't even know who these people are. Like, I had 2 different instances at 2 different places that I was at, and people instantly, oh my goodness, I admire you, right? You know, seen you the lady that for her brother, you know, my hat goes off, you do West Wednesday, 2 different locations. And that made my whole entire day, but it also brought me the thought about, what about the fact and recognize you, but can't stand. You got the ones that admire you for the work that you do, because you're going hard, you're risking your every day, your lifestyle, every day, putting your face out there and talking about stuff people don't want to talk about. That the stuff that they're sweeping under the rug, taking all the dirt, all the trash, filth, putting it in a pile, slam bam right in their face, right? Not so you will have detractors. You'll have the ones that, hey, the 2 young, nice fellas, kings, that said, oh my goodness, Miss Jones, I know you. Your work. You are incredible to me. Sweet, good stuff, right? But what about the you off the top? You don't know who and they can't stand what you do. That makes me become a target. So, God forbid, and one of the killers, uncle, cousins, or friends, recognize my face and they do something to my food. That is very serious. But the fact that literally, again, my family, and not just my family, families were literally, that it was so serious that when David Fowler got on the stand to testify and to be an expert witness, they want his expertise. So when you're an expert witness, they want you to bring something to the table that you got experience good, and they want to hear what you got to say to determine what they're going to do. You bring an expert cook in, and I'm at the trying to teach people how to cook. And they're going to say, hey, if you want your cake to be popping, you put vanilla in it or whatever the case may be, ingredients. But they bring this food on the stand to actually come, and he does everything Derek Chauvin's knee onto George Floyd, where the world watched this soul leave his body. We saw it. Stuck in a pandemic. Foursquare, so if you wasn't watching TV, you wasn't online. Now you're forced into a whole nother world. You're forced to see that. You ain't at the point where I don't want to watch that. That doesn't matter to me. I'd rather watch something else. I can be outside with my friends lollygag and have to go to the park or wherever you want to go, but you're forced to be indoors to see this holiday, right? But my whole the doctors, one black doctor said, you know what, look at this. And he did something really strong This man said, let me, not just me signed off, this man needs to be looked into at, right there in Baltimore. David Fowler, that's some foul stuff. He up there saying everything. They need to have him in the medical examiner, in the medical examiner's office. So when you have the medical examiner, like I told them from day one, that's why West Wednesday was born. But now we're coming up on a whole year of unrest, injustice, justice, no peace type of thing. But my point, we still don't know anything. How dare you disrespect families like that? How dare you? Like, you could pop in your head and at any moment and say, hey, Miss Jones, you know what? This is being timely. Or we just did that effort to shut you people up. We tired of you about it. We want to make sure that you guys think something that we're not, or whatever the case may be. I respect that more than just to leave me hanging. That's like in a day you all excited, you put on your best and you're like, oh, I'm ready to go out with my boo. We can ready have a nice time and eat this nice meal. He tell you, pick the finest restaurant you want to. We're going to go eat there tonight. Meet me there. Right? You get all fancy and you're sitting at the table and you're watching other people, guests come in and they're eating and they're enjoying. You're sitting there by yourself. That's equivalent to what I've been feeling. I am so sick and tired of being tired, y'all. I'm never ever these going on 13 years had to sit by saying I'm out front center in the line. Reminds me of, and I'm just using little things that maybe I'm not using things, but my point is this on Black Friday when we're going out, you're like, oh, it's Black Friday. Spend the night they're giving out big TVs at the big screen store. If I'm the first one to get these 13 tickets, I can get this big size 200 screen television, color TV, that flat screen with all the stuff. I can get this TV for $100. So literally out there 3 days before, just so I could be at the thing to get it. But meanwhile, everybody getting their ticket to go in and they keep pushing you on line as if you miss something. That's how I feel. I'm tired of being there all the time, but you act like you hear me, you push me to the back of the line. How many times? And then while you're pushing me to the back of the line, you pushing me to the back of the line with a target on my back. Like, this ain't no comfortable conversation. This is real. Every time I come up on here, I truth to knowledge, I speak it, right? They are mad. You think they were home laughing and saying, oh, we like her. Brother, why she there fighting for her brother? She literally fighting for the brothers and sisters and, lottie-dottie and that. You know what I'm saying? You think they happy about this? You think that by many, especially in this hatred world that we live in, no, it's real. But the fact that the people of power can actually do something and they're doing absolutely nothing is sickening. Just think about, and I'm gonna go check and see if we got any questions, comments, and I want to talk about our fundraiser stuff that we got coming up. But I just had to like I said, get all of this off my chest. But the fact that nobody checks in just to be transparent with the families, it's heartbreaking, it's devastating to leave and you people the way that y'all are doing. It's so unfair. And retaliation is real. And I'm tired of being retaliated on. And then when you tell people stuff, they want to look at you like you got an eyeball in the middle of your forehead. When you tell somebody, oh, well, they're popping up at my house at 3 a.m. in the morning trying to stir up stuff or whatever the case may be, people want to look like, oh, you're just overthinking. You're not. People when they tell you, like, come on. And it's just so sad because everything is happening so wrong in the world. Like, literally, when I say nothing gets me going but just being humble and staying at a peace of my mind and me. And this ain't the West Coalition. This is Tawanda Jones. By me believing in God, my faith takes precedent over thing. So that's what get me through all this foolishness. The foolishness of, oh, you can't even go get your hair done without your car being targeted. You get stalked down, fouled. They ship your car, all type of food. I come with receipts, bro. Like I can show you and prove. Like, even if you don't want to believe my receipts and you rather turn a naked eye and don't believe it, but the saddest part is the stuff is real. But literally to go through this, and then now I'm great and I'm scrambling. I apologize, but I think about intent has took a back seat on everything. Like, nobody has integrity no more. I look at the thing that happened when I kept grounded, because no matter what happens, I always stay positive. And even though a lot of bad stuff be jumping off, I'm going to find the good stuff. I'm going to keep my eyes on the prize. So you're not going to ruin my moment. So with that being said, when I'm time at my daughter's cheer competition, even though before I got there, my whole car got messed up, towed, everything. I still pushed through, went to work. Corns ain't corning, but I'm still here. I'm still showing up. I'm still doing what I gotta do. Right? Ain't just about this story, but my point is, I'm just trying to show you how you must stay grounded in truth and integrity. But with that being said, go through all that, you know. You mess my car up. You make me pay $320 for you to wreck my vehicle, and then you don't own up to it. But then that's a whole nother story, and I don't even want to talk about that right now because I'm pissed about that whole situation. But my point is, getting there now, I'm trying to still stay grounded and good stuff. And all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, baby, go check in, talking to my daughter. Let's go online and check in for our flights, to make sure, because, they give you the option to check in a couple days before time for my tickets. I'm like, okay, at least that's good. And I know that a whole airline just shut down. Leave stuck not only at the airport, you got some people, and I feel sorry for the ones that went international. Like, oh my God, I really feel sorry for them. Literally, I feel sorry for everybody. Literally, to be stuck in another state. Do you know how scary that is? And you're with your kid. You feeling like, oh my goodness, how in the world are we going to get back home? The email where you done spent money too, that they still did not refund my money. You left us stranded, screwed around, and you don't even put nobody money back on car, but you're quick to take the money. You're quick to take our money. But then I think about how deep it was. It was just a trip for me, and they left me screwed. But I think about the people that didn't have loved ones that cared about them, that say, you know what? Let me have which way I can help you, whatever way I can. I'm going to try to help you to see you make it home safely, whatever the case may be. What about the ones that got stuck? What about the ones that did not have a bank account that they could overdraft? They'd be like, okay, I'm going to get back home. That is horrible. There's people still stuck there. And then you talk about the worst time for stuff to happen. System does it. That's when they make their mark. Time where it's a big competition. That's like people coming from states, right, for a big national competition, right? On a national level, where everybody's flying in from different places. And of course, when you're doing cheer and anything, when you gotta every 2 weeks go and book rooms and hotels, you're going to try to get a bang for your buck, especially with gas fees. But my point is, for the airline to literally just affect so many families and leave people hanging, and then the poor workers. I think about the workers there that you show up for work like, hey, I'm going to go in, and you get no warning, and then it's like, oh, today y'all last day. I know we might have mentioned to y'all that we were thinking about shutting down, but this the day that this is all happening. Could you imagine that? And they still got to feed their family. All of this stuff is strategically done, I promise you. And it's done to the poor, working class people. And it's so sad and disgusting. And it's just so sad. And then it makes me think about, and I promise you I'm going to stop because I can go on all night. But my point is I won't. But real quick, when I looked at, and I remember having this conversation with my bestie when we were talking about the Michael Jackson situation situation because the media painted him, he was some type of weirdo pedophile. But I always love Michael Jackson. But painted him, I just was like, that's kind of weird that he loved kids so much because there's a lot of people that prey on kids and prey on elderly people and try. But I was like, I hope that's not true. You know what I'm saying? I just kept saying, I hope it's not true. But when I saw that movie, everything made sense. Like the way the media portrayed, he was getting all these skin things because he just wanted comfortable in the skin he was in. That was not the case. That was not the case when he got his nose operated on. You know, when you have your own parent call you big, make you feel insecure. So when I say I cried like a baby I don't want to ruin the movie. But if you haven't went to go see it, I urge you go. But my whole point where I'm going with this, everything that I'm throwing out here is all connected. And I'm going to bring it home and I'm going to end like this. Instead of us believing what the media tells us about people and circumstances and situations, research before you make decisions. And it's so sad that decisions that affect not only your life, but other people's life, by like you start feeding into the rumors or, you know, things like that, just being negative about a situation that you really don't know nothing about is terrible. So I said all that to say, if somebody is going through something, please believe the victims when they tell you they're not losing their mind. The system will have you looking like, it's to the point, like, I only tell y'all literally 10% of the stuff that go on with way that they try to retire, because I don't want to look like a nutcase. I don't want y'all to think, oh my gosh, she's cracking up. I know that's how they want you to feel. Anybody know me? I don't use drugs. I don't do any of that. You know, so if y'all stuff, it's really happening. It's really happening. But the good part about me, and that's why I love my God, I serve a good God, because before stuff happened, he gives me premonitions. I had premonition about my car situation through a dream. He gives me stuff through a dream. And I'm wondering why in this dream, and I'm going to cut it off, and this is it, we're going to talk about the fundraiser. In my dream about 2 weeks ago, and I had to call my Adina to tell about my dream. I'm like, Adina, I don't know where I was going, but it seemed like I was somewhere important to some out of town as a bunch of people. And I remember even in part of the dream, because now I was coming back on, like, I remember I seen TT in one room. It was just like a lot of stuff. But then there was something about me. I had to go get my car and I felt unsafe. And I'm like, it was something real big in the road that was messing my car up. And I didn't know what. And then I got out the car and it was just so much a day. And all this was just showing me what was to happen. So about my car, I'm like, okay, here go the dream. Right? You know what I'm saying? Then with the stuff, with the airplanes, and then it was some type of way, I don't know why I ended up on a train, and literally, it's like, I'm like, OMG, God really shut. What was to happen a couple weeks ago to literally prepare me for my point. So my point is saying, if you get a bad feeling about something, go with your gut. If something tells you to humble yourself to the core, to the point you don't, why you're humbling yourself, I promise you it's for a reason. Because literally that night when they towed my car for no reason, it was like I was walking into the devil's workshop. I'm looking at these men, these racist men. I'm a woman by myself in a back of the garage, blocked in, where they only do shipping that they police cars that the police tells them to tow. So this particular lie is two lies. There's one lie where if you do park in a non-permitted spot, that's where your car gets towed at. No, mine's on the side. That's where you tell them to tow the car. My side all blocked and creepy, and then they getting smart with me, but all I could do was humble myself. Literally on the phone, well, you parked in the wrong spot. That's right. Okay. What's the address? Blah, blah, blah. What, you can't hear? Getting smart. So they wanted me to step out because they had a trap set for me. Whatever your gut tell you, and the whole time no, sir. You have to humble yourself when you're dealing with I'm sorry, y'all. These are real scary times. Whatever your gut tells you, please do it. If something tells you don't go, you getting that sick gutty feeling, something telling you, no matter how much you want to go off and say, I know you lying. I just spent $320. I go get in my car. I'm ready to pull off. It's 3 something in the morning, and now my car won't even move. I'm like, I know you lying, but am I like, let me stay humble. And I'm like, okay, all right. And my whole point is, whatever your gut tells you, when you get that sick, strong feeling, that's protection. That's the connection for protection. I'm going to say it again. That's the connect for. Sometimes you got to know when to fold. It ain't always a time. Get your point across, want to get smart, because that could lift in your life or change your life forever. Just by the quick actions and quick thoughts. We're in real times where anything can happen. Stay humble, stay in tune, and just keep it moving. And whatever you do it with love. Don't do it to say, oh, I did that for you. I did. Do it with love. Because if you're not doing it from a loving spot, do it for me. Don't do it for no one, because that's not genuine. We're in times now where realness counts. That being said, I like for with the donations and the fundraisers and just any act that you have done, I'm just going to thank you again. Thank you enough, and I'm just so happy and humble right now. I'm so uncertain about nothing, like everything. Like I woke up literally to a $1,800 BG&E bill. I had to laugh at it because I'm like, I know you lying. Like, okay, I will deal with that at another time. Right now, I gotta stay focused. There's too much going on. But my whole point in these uncertain times, stay focused, humble, and just know that God got your back. This ain't the West Coalition. God got you. Because if you can get through it, breathe through it, you can get through it, And if you can figure it out, you can get through it. So I just said all to say, I love you guys, but I said I was sad. I'm real sad because my brother's supposed to be here literally to celebrate his birthday. He will not be with us. And that breaks my heart every year. And then we're going on almost 13 years of literally that horrible incident that changed my family's life forever. So just please keep my family in prayer as I keep your family. Not in the praying, that's fine as well. Keep us in good thoughts. Keep us in good thoughts. Send nothing but positive energy our way because we need it. And now on the positive note, I just want to we have a Eventbrite that's going around, and I've been so busy with everything, but I promise I'm going to even share it on my page with a friend. Y'all buy your tickets. Down on the 16th, we're going to have baked goods there. If you haven't got a chance to see the documentary, we're going to play that documentary for you. We're going to have panel discussion, and this to finish out for the pill. And I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited about being able to be in that space and place to not just highlight my brother, but as many impacted families as we could have in that space. I wish I could get everybody, but unfortunately, that space wouldn't even be enough. Like I'd probably take up the world with all the trauma but I just ask you guys, please, if you haven't gotten a ticket, on for the pill expenses. So please buy a ticket. Please get a ticket. If you haven't bought merch, please go on our webpage. Those shirts look so good. Buy a shirt. Buy a ticket. If you could donate 10, I think the price is like $10 to $15. Whatever. If you want to donate, need a little bit more, but get your tickets. Come on out. We want to have baked goods. We want popcorn. We're just going to be having a good time enjoying us because at any moment, when it's change. And you could be, like I said, you could be going on a trip with your life. Literally wake up and be stuck in a whole nother city. Like, I know you telling them this is not happening, but it's really happening. But at the same time, stay humble, stay true to yourself, and always do stuff with integrity. 'Cause, like nowadays, we're in a time where integrity has literally took a backseat. Where integrity used people, now it's in back of people, and it's sad. It's really sad. It's heartbreaking to me to see where people have no integrity about nothing. This is like attitudes. I'm like, oh my goodness, I thought they just had attitudes at the airplane, when you go on a plane, at the airport. But then I'm at the train station, you got certain people, and it's just different strokes for different folks. And it's not everybody. So at the same, you cannot judge everybody because of one person or whatever the case may be. That humble person, your best to be who you are, and do it with respect and integrity. That's all about. On the 16th, we're going to share. Please share the event, right? Because we looking at now, too many people ain't for it yet, or whatever the case may be. But get your tickets, even if you think you might not show up. Guess what? Your funds will show up, and that's what we need. Like, that's what we need support. So I just want to thank each and every last. And then also, sidebar, I just want to thank y'all just for hearing me out, showing love, hitting me up. Everything that y'all do from love, it does not go unnoticed. Big shout out to everybody. Like, so much. Like, y'all have no idea. So I just want to tell y'all, I'm so happy to say tonight because they haven't updated yet. We don't have the community violence list because our brother Brian hasn't, checked in with us today. And that's, I guess, kind of good because we don't have to hear about, saying stuff that makes us, happy or whatever the case may be. So just keep like families in prayers and just like keep doing what y'all wanted to do, what y'all want to do. And one last thing before I check in to see if we have any questions or comments. The teacher's training that I was in was literally like one that I took 1 billion times, but it was just interesting and how we were the young child, how their brain develops and how the back part of their brain, like instantly that back part of your brain is connected to the space above, like bottom part of your neck instantly. That tells you like the blink and stuff, how to instantly we're born with that. But then that frontal lobe, it, tells you different things. And that literally, it don't is always not fully developed until you're like 21. But yet these same people, the same dirty system, they let the kids, get their driver's license at the age of 16, but yet you can't drive the car until you're 21 because no car insurance person is going to insure the kids fully on there. They will get them the discount rates till they're 21 because they know that they make national decisions and things like that because of that part of that brain. If they do something wrong, now you want to charge them as an adult. The stuff does not make sense. It's a dirty system. It's horrible. And I just think about it's a lot going on, but it's just sad that in one breath you say, oh, you can get your driver's license, but you can't do this. But then you can buy a cigarette, but you can't drink all this foolishness. It's just sad and disgusting, but the system is just messed up. It's designed like that. It's not broken. It's messed up. It's always up. It's going to continue on being messed up until we back. It was 11 years since Freddie Gray, since we had the uprising. And where did that get us? Literally, we'll be big on things. And then as soon as the media let it die down, then it's on with the next one. And it's just so sad. We're in real times. But again, I want to see everybody, if you can, please come out on the 16th. And even if you can, send a donation. Buy merch. Merch is always available. Any moment, you can jump onto our webpage and buy a shirt. And these donations are not going to me. They're going to the pill for the impacted families. So that way we can have a month where we can show their artwork, their talents. Because at the end of the day, you can actually take a person away, but you cannot take their blessings. You cannot take the love that we have for our loved ones away. That can never be replaced. Nothing can ever be, nothing can ever replace that. And that's this period. So I'm gonna end on that note. I'm gonna see if we got any questions or comments. And I'm also gonna see if Hillary or Uncle Bill want to add to the conversation. And then we're gonna pretty much wrap it up. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Yes, for the comments, we have a few. From me, mic check. Femme Fatale Racer commented, "That's so sad." And then along with what you said, Tawanda, about our upcoming film screening fundraiser, I just included the information. Again, it's going to be Saturday, May 16th. Not this coming Saturday, but the next one. It'll be at 2640 Space here in Baltimore. And the film is called Breaking the Blue Wall. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. And thank you so much, Khalil, for breaking that down and being here tonight. Definitely appreciate you. Definitely. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
So, Hillary, do you want to add anything? Or Uncle Bill, do you want to add anything?
I'll add something quickly. Just listening to you tonight, Tawanda, and having followed you for such a long time at this point, I can't think of anyone I know who has more integrity than you do. And this system, and this is Hillary speaking, I'm not speaking for the West Coalition. This system and those who work in it have done you horribly wrong. And we're all watching, whether they believe it or not. We're continuing to watch, and we will continue to watch. And I have seen more and more how your integrity and your intelligence is tested over and over again. And I have utmost respect for you and your faith and for how you carry yourself, even when the system keeps trying to knock you down. So I just want you to know I appreciate you.
Thank you, Hillary. And that was so sweet. And I really, really appreciate you. And I appreciate your husband, Dan. And I also want to give him another, this is a belated birthday, because yesterday, Dan the man's birthday was here. And you guys looked so suave with your beautiful outfits on. And I'm so glad y'all enjoyed your dinner and your breakfast. And I told y'all get it's the love for me. But like when I see you and Dan together, and I see Uncle Bill with his wife, y'all give me couple goals. So I love love. Like when it's real and it's genuine, there's nothing that can replace it. But y'all looked really suave, and tell Dan the man he looked like he was turning 25 yesterday. I'm like, okay.
He'll love that.
Where you got that shirt from? But that shirt was hitting with the colors, and your outfit set it on fire. I was like, okay, look at them, okay. Yeah.
Well, I have two things to add. One is I want to compliment you, Tawana, on two of the points you made this evening. You were talking about how the officials, the Attorney General and others, have agreed that the taking of Tyrone's life was homicide, unlike the original medical examiner's report, but they have not done anything about that. And you compared it first to getting dressed up, really happy, going to a nice restaurant to meet a friend or a date, and they don't show up. And then you compared it to being online on Black Friday, trying to get a big screen TV for a very modest price, and they keep passing you over on the line. I thought those examples hammered the point home very well. The other thing I wanted to say, and this is not as a West Wednesday member, but as a supporter of Progressive Labor Party, we had an excellent May Day rally and march in PG County on Saturday, and it was focused against the plan that ICE has in a large building in PG County in a section called Hyattsville. They want to take over the whole third floor to expand their ICE activity. And I want to point out that like the police, ICE has mercilessly brutalized and killed and of course kidnapped quite a few people. And it's racist not only against Latinos, which is true, but also it's anti-black racism against Somalis, who they say, Trump talks about them eating dogs and all kinds of nonsense and lies to build racism, and against Haitians. And so people, anyone of color is at high risk for these nefarious activities by ICE. And, we have to oppose that just as we oppose the brutality that comes from the regular police too. It used to be that the laws against racial profiling were enforced in most parts of the country, but they ignored them. That was the old liberal approach. Now, the Supreme Court said it's okay to racial profile. They're right in our face. They took the mask off and they're being deadly brutal. But they say it's illegal to racially profile when you're figuring out who gets to join the class in a college, the upcoming freshman class in the more prestigious colleges. You can't racially profile there because they want to minimize the number of students of color. But you can racially profile when you want to kidnap people off the street. And they weren't saying that openly before. They used to do that, but now it's open. That's fascism. So that's the point I wanted to make this evening. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. And those were excellent points. And I'm so sorry I'm missing May Day. I'm so sorry I'm missing May Day because, I've not been there in a few years, but I always send my love and my support to the workers of the world. And I can't wait till like the next upcoming May Day because it's real. And I just appreciate all the workers that went on strike. And because had they not did what they did, we would have 16-hour days, which some people do just have them. But I couldn't imagine just your regular 9 to 5 or get regular, job would just literally be those 16 hours. That's like crazy. And it's just like, and I just love Mayday. So definitely the struggle is real, and I thank you, just for sharing it. There was another point that I wanted to make about this dirty system. And I had it and I totally went away from me that fast, but this system is dirty to the core. It really is. It's, like I said, it's so disrespectful. They see the problem, but they don't want to address the problem. They see the problem and they don't want to address it. That's just simple. It's like, when are they going to address the failures to protect our people? They're not. They're adding, when you don't protect us, you're adding on to taking us, you're adding on to our demise. And it's right. Disgusting.
That's right.
It's totally disgusting. It's a racist system that needs to be knocked completely down because it's working the way it's working, and that's to wipe us out. And it's so sad and disgusting. But again, something needs to be done, and we're not just sitting by and just going to just keep on taking it over and over again. We're doing a peaceful thing. Like I said, I believe in peace and love because once we turn like them, it's just like, it's crazy. And I don't want that. I believe in peace and love. So again, I just want to thank each and every person that joined us tonight, and we got to keep the fight alive, man, because there's no stopping. And if they could sit there, and that was my point, it just came back to me, but literally, if you could take like an airplane that has the cheaper tickets where that the people are struggling, gets those flights that don't really have too much of money, because somebody that can afford to fly first class in one of those high sedity, airplanes. I mean, not airplanes, but take a flight with like maybe American Airline and things like that, they would have. But then you wouldn't have did America. My point is, you would not have in the middle, before they could finish, you would have made sure before you shut down one of those flights or whatever, you would have made sure that everybody got to where they came from. It would have been done the right way. You wouldn't have booked no more tickets, and then you would have did it the right way and say, hey, we're so sorry and we regret that we're going to now have to close and shut this down. But we apologize. We've been in business for over 35 years or whatever the case may be. You're not going to just shut down, but they don't care about us. Just like MJ say, they don't care about us. He made music from the heart. Everything he said, he put in his music. And yeah, if you haven't seen Michael Jackson, I urge you to go and see it. It's really good. And that's just what we see. And keep in mind, people show you the hurt that they want you to see, but it's a lot of hurtful stuff that people don't even show you, that you have no idea what they're struggling with. And I urge any and everybody, if you're struggling with, if you're struggling with anything, please make sure you take care of yourself. So the time now is 10 o'clock. I'm just going to end on that note. Make sure
Luana?
you take, yes.
There's a question you might want to answer that came in.
Sure.
Kalia, do you want to read it?
Sure. Femme Fatale Racer asked, well, I know that Keith Davis is pursuing a civil case against Mosby. Will there be any civil action from you and your team?
I'm sorry, what was that question again?
Yeah, it's about Keith Davis Jr. He's apparently pursuing a civil case against Marilyn Mosby. And so this person is wondering if the West Coalition will take any action as well.
At this point, action as well against the state's attorney's office?
I would assume so. I'm assuming that that's their question.
I've been trying to take action against Lottie Dottie and everybody, and they ain't doing nothing. Again, they don't care about us. It was an excellent question, but they don't care about us. Like, they don't. Like, it's just sad and disgusting. They don't. You know, like I said, every time I try to take an action towards them, I want my $50,000 back. You know, that was money I put up. I should not have to spend anything out my pocketbook to get my brother's body exhumed. I should be paid for all of it. Then they want to say, oh, it's a statutation limit on this, that, and the third when it come down. So I'm over this crap ball system, but I'll never stop fighting it. I'll never stop fighting. So I hope I answered the question the best way I can. But because of the time, we're not even going to play that awful second half of the video. I want everybody to have a good night. And just thank you guys for tuning in. Then next week we will have a special guest. I'm not going to talk about it, but we will have a special guest next West Wednesday. So live to love to live. I love you all, and we will see you next West Wednesday. Mic check.
Mic check.
Check.